we're going to check out the two highest rated dash cams, the Nextbase 522gw and the Garmin 56. I also buy a cheap dash cam on Amazon to find out if you should just throw it up on your dashboard and save yourself a ton, or just throw it out. Stay tuned and we're going to find out. Now, dash cams are for more than just catching crazy drivers in Russia. Of course, they're infinitely more accurate than a witness when it comes to a collision. And these ones actually now have a lot of safety features that I did find quite useful. They're also excellent for vloggers, giving you some very simple yet very useful tools that'll make it easier when you're making your next video. Now, unlike most other reviews, I've actually used these cameras for almost 2 weeks now. So I'll be able to give you a real owner's review and not just a glorified unbox. A lot of reviewers just open an item, use it for one day and call it a review. So let's start with what I found was the highest rated dash cam on the market, the Nextbase 522gw. Okay, let's open this guy up. First off, they give you a nice little trim tool, which is awesome to have, and then just a really nice quick start guide. All the accessories, so the USB cable, that's the actual mount in there. One of the nice things is it comes with the suction cup mount. This is definitely a really high quality mount. You can really trust that, rely on it. And a really long power cable, and that's just going to give you the USB plug. And of course, last but not least, the camera itself. Now, as soon as you open this, it feels like nice quality, and of course a really nice touchscreen on the back. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the cabin view inside camera. It's actually a mini HDMI. Look how cute that is. Then it fits into the camera right here on the side, just like that. It features 1440p video at 30 frames a second and 1080p at 60 frames a second. You've got Amazon Alexa built in, as well as a touch screen. You've even got an SOS feature, so you input all of your information, and if you get into a collision and you don't respond, the camera will actually give all your information to the local authorities. The pros on this guy are solid build quality, a really good selection of accessories, it comes with a suction cup out of the box, and the image quality is fantastic. So you're not going to be disappointed when it comes to that. Now here's where it let me down, and unfortunately there was a lot of areas. First off, the app is next to impossible to pair. It was so buggy, and even when it did connect, it disconnected and you had to keep playing with it to get the thing to work. I couldn't get any videos to play on the app. It would just keep spinning and spinning and nothing would happen, and I did try on 2 different phones. It doesn't come with the SD card, and it doesn't have a secondary USB plug on the power source. I also found the device tends to overheat, and it was an uncomfortable level. It's also physically too large on the windshield, and it's not something you want to have in your field of view at all. And the biggest con of all that I didn't find any other reviewer mention was that when you add the secondary camera modules, it actually lowers the quality of the main camera. Because you're only running one device, it can't have full quality on both cameras. You're going to have to make a compromise on one end or the other. Alright, now it's time to look at the biggest competitor, the Garmin 56. Here's what you get out of the box. Right away, very clean, very simple design, just the essentials, just what you need really. Some accessories, so that's your long cable to connect to the car, that's a shorter cable to connect to the computer. You can see they've labeled it right there. This is a nice touch, getting the power cable that's got 2 USB ports on there. A lot of people are going to hardwire their cameras. When you first get it, chances are you're going to end up using this and setting it up. So it is nice to have that so you can still charge your phone when you need to, and some extra sticky magnets right here. That's going to connect right there, just like that. Easy to understand graphics and setup. Now, just like the Nextbase, it features 1440p video at 30 frames a second and 1080p video at 60 frames a second. It also has voice commands. Now, it's not going to give you as much options as Alexa, but it is very simple and extremely useful.
Okay Garmin, save video. Okay Garmin, take a picture.
And the setup is that there is no setup. It's already ready to go out of the box. It's got a very small, very sleek design, and it's definitely something you can live with on the windshield. Most of the time you're not even going to notice it. It's got some excellent safety features like lane departure warning, front collision warning, and traffic moving alert. So it's great if your car doesn't already have those equipped. It'll even warn you when there's an upcoming red light camera. And you do have the ability to pair up to 4 cameras. So if you say save video, it's actually going to save the image on all 4 cameras at the same time. Now that's perfect if you do have a collision or any kind of an incident and you want to capture all angles. So here's what I liked about the Garmin. The size was absolutely perfect. Didn't block too much of the windshield and was almost unnoticeable. The app was very easy to use, it paired right away and I could watch videos without any trouble. And the voice controls are surprisingly responsive. Again, it doesn't have a ton of voice controls, but the ones that are there are simple and effective. It came with an SD card. It was only a 16 gig, but hey, I got it working out of the box without having to buy an additional accessory. And the power plug has an additional USB port, so you don't have to lose one of those precious charging ports in your car. And I found those safety features to be surprisingly useful. They worked quite well and are perfect for vehicles that don't already have those equipped. Now here's what I didn't like about the Garmin 56. It didn't come with a suction cup mount, so I will have to purchase that separately if I want to move this from car to car. It's not able to have a separate camera connect directly at the side. However, that's actually a benefit in a lot of ways because having 2 separate cameras means that unlike the Nextbase, you're not going to have any quality loss. And more importantly, you can select the angle of both cameras. So if you're a vlogger and you want to have a camera facing you and one facing the road, you can actually angle both of the cameras perfectly. Whereas with the Nextbase, I found that it was one or the other. You can't have a perfect road image and a perfect image of yourself or the other way around. So you're going to be compromising. So let's put the expensive cameras aside for a second and take a look at the Amazon special. Actually, the toe guard. You want to guard your toes, people? Ask me how I know. Camera itself, it does feel very light, very thin, and just like very plasticky all around. You've got a suction cup mount, your standard charging cable, no extra ports or anything like that. Some extra sticky mounts that look very simple, very basic. I guess you just kind of clip into something. But hey, they give you a bunch of extras and a little bit of a trim tool as well. It is a 1080p camera at 30 frames a second. Actually, the quality is not bad. You do also have a screen so that you can watch the videos directly on the device itself. Now, the biggest benefit is, of course, the price. When it comes to purchasing this, it's a fraction of the cost of the other ones. However, it is a fraction of the camera. It also came with a suction cup mount included out of the box as well as a sticky. However, in my experience, it was pretty much useless. Well, no, it was useless. You'd put it up and after a few seconds, it would just fall off. So for some people, they may get it to work, so I'm still gonna call it a pro because it was technically included. Now here's what I didn't like about the Amazon special camera. Where do I start? The build quality is a joke. It feels like a child's toy. There is no app, so you can't connect to it at all with your phone. You do have to pull the SD card out. The suction cup mount was pretty much useless. It didn't work at all and would fall off after a few seconds. There's no spare USB port, so once you plug it in, that's it. You lose that power plug. It's got no safety features. It didn't come with an SD card. And to save a video, you actually have to touch the camera, which is technically illegal. And most importantly of all, it just seems like in the moment where you need it the most, it's either gonna fall off the windshield or just stop recording for some reason. At the end of the day, a dash cam is something you're purchasing for safety. So you don't wanna cheap out. Spend the money and get the correct device from the beginning.
We've got all 3 cameras mounted and they're all at their highest quality settings. The toe guard at 1080p 30 frames a second, the Nextbase is at 1440p at 30 frames a second, and the Garmin is also at 1440p at 30 frames a second.
The Amazon special camera is not worth buying at all. Save your money and get the correct camera to begin with. I found that this camera is pretty much useless, and as far as the Pro Shopper Top Pick goes, you're going to want to throw this one out. Now, of the two highest rated dash cams on the market, the Pro Shopper Top Pick goes to the Garmin 56. Although I did like the Nextbase a lot, I just found it to be a little bit too buggy, a little bit too big, and just not designed as well as the Garmin 56.
I actually ended up liking the Garmin so much that I bought 2 more of them and returned the other cameras.
Alright, so if you want to pick one of these up, here's what you're looking at. The Amazon cameras in Canada start at around 50 bucks. In the US, it starts at around $35. Now for that, you're going to get basically the same camera you saw in this video, plus or minus a few features. In the US, the Garmin 56 is $199 right now. It's not on sale, and it actually was on sale a couple of weeks ago, so I would suggest waiting right now if you're looking at this camera. Now the Nextbase 522gw is on sale for $229. That's $30 off, and that's roughly about $300 Canadian. However, in Canada, the Nextbase is at $300, the same amount, $299. Except you get a 32GB SD card and a carrying case. I still recommend waiting for a sale on the Garmin 56. Now in Canada, the Garmin 56 is on sale for $229 right now. Now it was on sale for $199 just a few weeks ago, and that did include an SD card. So if you want to wait, it might go on sale again, or you can just pick it up right now for this price. Alright guys, well if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what information you found useful, which camera you decided to go with, and what else you'd love to see on these dash cams. And I would like to also mention, I did have a problem with one of the Garmin's. Actually, it wasn't the camera itself, it was just the USB cable. For some reason, it was recognizing it as being connected to a computer and the camera wouldn't record at all. However, I got it replaced and everything is fine now. I still recommend the Garmin as the best camera. And be sure to check out my other channels. Auto Addiction TV, where I do vehicle modification and track racing, and The Big Bazzy, where I give you car buying tips and insider information from my years of experience as a sales professional and financial services manager in the automotive industry. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.